guys, it's Rachel here, and today I'm going to be filming for you guys a super special book haul. This is a book haul that I am ridiculously excited about. It is a book haul that it contains one book and one book alone, and it is a book haul that tells a story. I have not been very present in the booktube community. I've not been very present in terms of social media at all, to be completely honest with you. I have not been filming. I have not been really reading. I've not been active on Instagram on either of my YouTube channels, and I have not been active on Twitter. And I have reasons for this, and I'm definitely going to go into them. But first and foremost, I want to show you guys the one book that I have picked up here recently. This book is very emotional for me. This book is very special to me, and this book is something that it's been a long time coming, but it's been a long time worrying as well. So the book I had to share with you guys is called The Pregnancy Journal, and this is going to be by Christine Harris, who is a PhD, and this is a day-to-day guide to a healthy and happy pregnancy. Now, some of you may be looking at this and wondering, Rachel, why in the world would you be hauling a pregnancy journal? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am pregnant. So why I say that this is super special to me. As many of you don't know my history, my body, the way I am, and I have a condition called PCOS, and there is one person, Lena from Just Kiss My Frog, who did a fantastic video about PCOS, and I will actually find it and link it down below, but she gives a really good explanation of what PCOS is, and essentially PCOS is the abbreviation for polycystic ovarian syndrome, and it is actually a very common thing among women. It is essentially what it sounds like. Poly meaning multiple, cystic where, you know, cysts, ovarian syndrome. So I have multiple cysts on my ovaries. And because of this, it makes it very hard for me to ovulate. And for those of you that maybe might be weirded about by periods, I'm sorry, but also because of this also means that I would go many months without having a period, which would mean that I was not releasing an egg for me to be ovulated. PCOS is one of the leading causes of infertility in women. Many women who have PCOS are able to get pregnant, but it is very difficult. Many times they have to do in vitro, they have to inject themselves, they have to take pills, they have to do all kinds of things to try to get pregnant if they want to get pregnant, because, you know, your hormones are so whack that you just can't. It's just very, very difficult. And many times women with PCOS, they do get pregnant and they are at a higher risk for miscarriage because their body is producing so many different kinds of hormones and the cysts on your ovaries that your body just doesn't take it. And so with myself, I went many months without having period, and I didn't know that I had PCOS until maybe 2-3 years ago, when I went to a new doctor after I had moved to the current city I'm in, and my original gynecologist just chalked it up to my body. It's just the way it is, and I never really had a diagnosis until I went to this general practitioner who also does my pap smears, and told me that I had PCOS, and I didn't know anything about it, but, you know, she explained it to me, and then it all made perfect sense to me. You know, the fact that I have, you know, kind of thin hair that falls out, you know, that's very common to have. Kind of like balder spots, like, is the best way to describe it. Facial hair, having hair around here, having darker, coarser hair, being overweight, being heavy. Now, I'm not saying that that is an excuse to be overweight, or to have, and this is also not me fat shaming, so please don't take it that way, but it is also one of the reasons that many women with PCOS are overweight, because their body is their insulin, they have a problem with their insulin, and eating a lot of carbs, eating a lot of things like that, produces sugar, and your body has a hard time processing that. So many women who have PCOS carry their weight around their midsection, namely their stomach. So here you're seeing that, you know, I'm not so big when it comes to my arms or my legs, but I do have a kind of a bigger stomach, because that is just how women with PCOS typically carry their weight. And for me, automatically, it started to click. It started to click for me that something was wrong, because my husband and I, not my now husband, we've been together for over 5 years, and I wasn't getting pregnant. And I say that because we were not preventing is the best way that I could put it. We were never preventing, and I wasn't getting pregnant. And for some girls, that may be like, oh my God, like, the holy grail. You're having sex and you're, you know, I'm married now, but you're together, or you've been in this stable relationship for so long and you're not getting pregnant. This is the best news I've ever heard. And at first, it was great. It was fantastic. I was like, I'm not getting pregnant. But as time went on, I started to think to myself, well, no, I want to have a baby. I want to get pregnant. And being that I had PCOS, I started to worry that I wouldn't get pregnant, that I wouldn't ever be able to have a baby. And all these people around me were starting to get pregnant. And because I'm at the age now, you know, I'm 26, I'm at that age where people are starting to start their families, they're getting married, they're having children, multiple children. I mean, I'm in my, you know, mid-20s, that's kind of when that starts. And my sister has 3 children, 3 beautiful children, and she's younger than me, and I started to really worry. And my husband wasn't so much worrying about it, but I was really starting to worry that I was not going to be able to get pregnant. And so I would, you know, go to my doctor and tell her I want to get pregnant. Maybe not right now, but I do want to get pregnant. And she had suggested I can give you these pills to try to help you ovulate. And Kirk and I talked about it, and we said, no, we want to wait for a little bit, but eventually we would like to go down that road. And so for, you know, probably 2 years, I didn't really think much of it. So for 2 years, I worried, and it wasn't really helpful to me. Then it came to when I was going to get married. In September, I had a period. October, I had a period. November, December, January, February, March. I had a consistent period for about 5 months. And this, I had never had happen to me before. I had never had a consistent period. I had never had a monthly period. And this meant that I was ovulating and I was releasing an egg. And I still would go to the doctor, and still she would tell me that I can get pregnant, but it would be difficult for me to get pregnant and I would be at high risk. And come April, when it's time for me to have my period, I'm not having it. And I started to think, oh, it's just, I'm going to be late. It's just one of those months that I'm going to be late, or it's one of those months I'm going to skip. I'm going back into my old habits. That's just all it is. But I felt different. I felt weird. And I ended up taking a pregnancy test, which terrified me because I have taken dozens and dozens of pregnancy tests, all which have said I was not pregnant. And my husband even told me, don't take a pregnancy test, don't get your hopes up, because you know, we've gone down this road multiple times. And he wasn't saying it to be malicious in any way whatsoever. He was just telling me, you know, you get really upset when you look at it and it says you're not pregnant. But for some reason this time around, I just felt different. And so I took a pregnancy test, and ladies and gentlemen, it said I was pregnant. I told my husband, I cried, and I cried, and I cried, and cried, and cried, because I didn't think it was going to happen. And I think that God put it at a perfect time in our lives. Kirk didn't really want to have a baby. We didn't really want to have a baby until Kirk was done with school. I didn't really want to have a baby until I had gone to first shift. We didn't want to have a baby on so many different levels, but you know, we weren't preventing, so it could have happened at any point, I suppose. And then Kirk graduated. He graduated with honors, and I got a job on first shift, which I have not gone to first shift yet. And all these different things started to fall into place, and now I'm pregnant. And it is terrifying, but so exciting. I am at this point in my second trimester. I just went to my second trimester today, which would be June 9th, I think is the date of this video. But I am in my second trimester. Everything is going okay so far. We were very quiet about it at first because of the fact that because I have PCOS and I am at a high risk, or I was at a high risk for miscarriage, we were very quiet about it. I was terrified that I would lose the baby. I did have one scare. We had one scare. I had a massive panic attack because of a tornado, of course. It's that time of the year where my anxiety attacks happen, and I had a scare. I ended up going to the emergency room, but the baby was okay. I'm okay. It's definitely an experience. Being pregnant is definitely an experience. I'm extremely tired all the time. I'm not so much that I'm hungry always. I've actually lost 15 pounds since I got pregnant, and I'm told that it's okay. My doctor says it's okay right now, just as long as I get it back within my subsequent next 2 trimesters. So there's that. I didn't really have morning sickness. I think I threw up one time within my first trimester. I was lucky with that. However, I did get really bad nausea. I was having nausea, and apparently I'm told, everything I've read, nausea and vomiting, all that stuff is actually a sign of healthy pregnancy because your body is trying to get out bad things, and so that's a good thing. My projected due date as of right now is December 15th, and I will not be finding out the sex of the baby until August 8th, I believe. We want a girl, but in all honesty, I think it's a boy. But at the end of the day, as long as our baby is healthy and happy, that's all I care about. That's all I want. As far as names go, I have toyed with names. I haven't really, sat down with my husband and been like, this is what we're going to name it if it's this or that. I think we're going to wait until we know what the baby is, just so that we don't have to play around with, is it going to be a girl name or a boy name? We just don't want to play with that. But, so yeah, that's my massive news. I'm pregnant, and I'm very excited, and I'm super sorry I haven't been around. I've definitely missed you guys. I've definitely been watching Twitter. I've commented here and there. I've definitely been watching your videos. I just haven't been commenting just because I hate commenting on my phone, and I just really haven't been on my computer because I get really sick, motion sickness, from being on my computer for too long. I also had this kind of small bout of, like, I don't want to say depression, but anxiety, thinking that nobody cared that I was still around. Nobody was asking if I was good. Nobody was messaging me. Nobody was commenting on anything. Nobody was, I had this bout where I was like, nobody even notices that I'm not here, and I know that that's not true. It's just my head telling me stupid things. But that's how, I was handling that for a short amount of time. But right now I'm good. Hopefully I will be making more videos here in the coming weeks, months, whatever. They may not necessarily all be book related. Maybe they're pregnancy related. Maybe they're how I'm feeling related. Here we go. Other than that, guys, I don't have a whole lot else. If you guys have anything to say and whatever, you guys could tell me what's going on in your lives. You can definitely let me know down below. Other than that, guys, thanks so much for commenting, liking, and subscribing, and I will talk to you guys in my next video.